Does intro music get any better than Duel of the Fates? I don't think so. What's up, guys? I'm at EA Play, and I'm going to be showing off two brand new heroes to Star Wars Battlefront II, Darth Maul and Rey. In addition to that, I'm going to be going over what changes have been made to heroes since Star Wars Battlefront 2015. Let's start with Darth Maul. This guy is nasty. He's dirty, devilish. The man's a menace, and he is seriously epic. I mean, his animations are top-notch. It looks like they got Ray Park to do mocap. I don't know if they actually did or not, but they did a really good job animating him. Anyway, he is a lot of fun to play as. He is as much fun as I had hoped he would be. So starting off with his abilities, he's got something called Furious Throw, which is just, it's fantastic. And you'll probably notice that instead of horizontal, it's vertical. That's because it's meant to be more aggressive and more skill-based. You'll also notice I stopped just short of my opponent because I underestimated the distance. Now, if I had been using a different star card, like the ranged throw star card for example, I could have gotten him. Now, the stat benefit on any given star card is dependent on the rarity, which you can see by the color. The rarer the star card, the better the stat. Being able to pick and choose how you customize your hero according to your own strengths through how you play the hero is something I'm actually really interested in for Star Wars Battlefront because I think I'm going to have a lot of fun speccing heroes out for how I like to play. That's one of the big changes they've made since Battlefront. And if Furious Throw doesn't work, you can always try spinning. That's a good trick. Spin attack is actually very unique. So Darth Maul is an extremely agile Sith. He moves around a whole lot and he's pretty quick. So that's actually reflected in the game. Spin attack is something you can use consecutively. You can use spin attack 3 times in a row in rapid succession, and it can actually move you across the battlefield quite quickly. This is an ability you'll want to use to keep your enemy on their toes. Make the battlefield your playground. Just zip around to their blind spot. They're not going to be able to keep up with their blasters. And even if your opponent has a lightsaber, this makes you highly unpredictable, and you can move pretty darn quickly. He also chokes and throws like a pimp! And it's another attack that's good at keeping your opponents at bay, and where you want them to be. But Rey is not one to be outdone by Maul. In fact, she has the coolest ability of any hero in Star Wars Battlefront, period. And it is awesome. She has some basic abilities like the one you just saw. Like, it's kind of like Han Solo's shoulder rush, charge, whatever. She just charges forward with her saber and deals some basic damage. And it's not that fast, it's actually a little slow, so you want to make sure to use it correctly because a soldier can actually pretty easily outrun you. But it does stab through shields, which is nice. Anyway, her ability, the interesting one, it's a Jedi mind trick. And the way it works against droids is that it turns their head around. Look at that. He's got his head screwed on backwards. Fantastic. Anyway, what's so clever about it is the fact that it actually reverses their control scheme and randomizes it. So let's say you're on a keyboard, right? And you press W to go forward, well, you're actually going to walk backwards. And you press S to go backwards, you're going to be walking forwards, and vice versa with strafing left and right. So sometimes the best strategy to continue attacking her is just to stand still. Anyway, I absolutely love that. I would love to see more clever gameplay opportunities like that in Star Wars Battlefront. Regardless, she also has one final ability which you actually saw while I was utilizing the Jedi Mind Trick ability, which is called Insight. And basically, Rey senses her surroundings and it reveals all nearby enemies to her. But they're kind of faint. They glow a faint blue. It's a little difficult to see. It'll probably be patched at some point. That's why I'm not going to specifics of like, this attack does 49.6 amount of damage, because that stuff is probably going to be changed. As it should be. The developers of this game are really focused on making this the best Battlefront that it can be, and they are working on that every single day. So, things like balancing will change, as it should. Anyway, onto the broad strokes of heroes. Instead of picking up hero tokens to become a hero, you instead earn battle points towards purchasing a hero. And you earn battle points by playing the objective, supporting your teammates, getting kills, all kinds of stuff like that will get you on the road to 5,000 points, which is currently how much a hero is. Additionally, when you use certain abilities, there's this yellow circle that you've probably seen throughout this video pop up, and that tells you your AoE area, which is pretty neat. I like that. On the whole, heroes also deal a little less damage. For example, one lightsaber slash isn't going to take down a full health soldier. It might take 2. So they're a bit squishier than they were in Star Wars Battlefront 2015, and it's not because they're worse. It's because they're more complex. They're not as simple. Instead of just being a big basic boss with a bunch of health that deals a bunch of damage, which a soldier or 2 soldiers couldn't take down by themselves because you'd have to be a pretty bad hero for that to happen. Now, 1 or 2 soldiers can actually take down a hero if they get the drop on them, or if they know what they're doing, or if the hero's new. Because heroes are not all powerful anymore. You have to raise your skill barrier a little bit to get good with the heroes, so to speak. Aside from the fun that comes with raising the skill ceiling and being able to customize what your hero's strengths are through star cards, your hero actually regenerates health. If you're stuck at like 2 health, let's say, you can go dodge and take some cover and wait until you recover your health back to 100%, and I think that's fantastic. I'm actually really enjoying that. In fact, everything in Star Wars Battlefront, from the special classes to the vehicles to the heroes, regenerate health eventually. Now, I believe they all vary in how quickly they regenerate health and when that activates, and I think there are star cards that can activate that sooner if you'd like, but I really like the direction they're taking the heroes, and I would love to play the new heroes versus villains type of a game mode, which they have to have in this game, because, I mean, come on. it's got to be there. I want those fantasies of just seeing all of these favorite Star Wars characters duking it out amongst themselves, and I can't wait to see what other Star Wars characters are going to be announced and revealed for Star Wars Battlefront 2. We already know we have Finn and Phasma coming, which is very exciting, and they're free! That is the most exciting part of all of this, is the fact that all DLC is going to be free, and that is fantastic. It's not even DLC, it's just content. It's just awesome, great stuff at this point, and that's great. That's great. I'm so happy about that. No more segmenting the player base. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have a lot more Star Wars Battlefront 2 videos for you to check out. So check the links at the end of this video, or in the description, or in my playlist. And yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed, or subscribe for more videos like this and our Star Wars Battlefront 2 live streams. I'm looking forward to doing a lot of cool things with you guys and playing in some squads with you guys, my subscribers, my lovelies. Anyway, I'd like to give a big shout out and thank you to EA for inviting me to EA Play to capture this footage of Star Wars Battlefront 2, and a big shout out to my good friends Robbie and Ryan of Star Wars HQ for letting me use their Darth Maul footage. It was a bitch trying to get Darth Maul, I'm not gonna lie. Everybody wanted him, everybody wanted a piece of him. I mean, he's one of the favorite characters, you know? He's like the Boba Fett of the Sith. Regardless, thanks guys, I appreciate you, and yeah, until next time, may the Force be with you, always.